So let's start our class. Who will lead the prayer? Yes, Angel.
Let's all bow our heads and feel the presence of the Lord. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here. Ever this day, be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Angel. Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, classmates.
Good morning, ma'am and classmates.
Who is absent today?
I'm glad to inform you that there is no one absent from our group today.
Very good. Okay, class, I would like to remind you about our online etiquette. So number one, come to class early. Number two, dress appropriately. Remember, this is still a classroom setting. When you enter the classroom, make sure to enable both audio and video. Mute your microphone during the lesson to avoid disturbing the class with any background noise. Be respectful. Part number 6, participate when you have a question or comment. Use the raise your hand button that can be found in the window that pops up when you check on participants in the bottom menu. Wait to be acknowledged by the teacher before unmuting yourself to speak. Okay. Now, let's recall our lesson. What was our lesson yesterday? Yes, Angel.
Our lesson yesterday was about triangles and its classification.
Okay. Then what is triangle? Yes, Shaira May.
A triangle is a closed figure with three sides and vertices.
Very good, Shaira. What are the classification of triangle according to its interior angle? Yes, Angel.
The classification of a triangle according to its interior angles are acute triangle, a triangle with three acute interior angles. Right triangle is a triangle with one right angle, and obtuse triangle is a triangle with one obtuse triangle.
Very good, Angel. And what are the classification of triangle according to its sides? Yes, Shaira May.
The classification of triangle according to sides are Scalene triangle is a triangle with no sides currently. Isosceles triangle is a triangle with two congruent.
Okay, very good, Shaira May. Let's go to our activity called roaming. I will share screen now for you to see the instructions. So this is the instruction for your activity. The class will be divided into two groups. Each group will be given an instructional material with a given point. Using a graphing paper, they are going to plot the three given points. Find the possible points for the fourth vertex. Sketch the figure using the ruler. The representative of the group will present their work. Okay, and this is the given vertices now. You can start now, class, for your activity. Your time starts now. We have 5 minutes to do it. If you are done, even without 5 minutes yet, we can start to present your work. Just inform me.
Mom, we're done.
Okay, how about the group 2?
Done na po.
Okay, so very good. I will stop sharing now so that you can present your work. The group 1 will present first. You can present your work now, Angel.
So as we given the point of A, B, and C, we get the possible fourth vertex, which is 0 and -1. And then the next point is E, F, and G. As we given the points, we get the possible fourth vertex of it, which is 2 and 3. The last point is H, I, and J, and the possible fourth vertex of it is 2 and 6. Thank you.
Okay, it's your turn. Group 2, you can present now your work.
We have A, B, and C. Possible fourth vertex is 4 and -5. E, F, G. The possible fourth vertex is -3 and 7. H, I, J. Possible fourth vertex is -4 and 2.
Okay, you've done a good job. What figure do you form in your activity? Yes, Angel.
The form that we get is the quadrilateral.
And then what do you think our lesson for today?
It's about quadrilateral, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Angel, for your answer. And then let's proceed to another activity. Do you see the instruction again in our screen share?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So let's go for your next activity. The class will be divided into two. Again, you have already a group. Stay still with your group. Each group receive different activity. The whole instruction is sent through direct message to a group leader via link. So I'll be sending you a link in our chat message. You can check it out to see the instructions. Class, if you seen the link now, you can start your work. So after 5 minutes, you can present your work. If 5 minutes is not yet up, but you're done, you can inform me. Hmm. Okay, class, are you done with your activity?
Yes po.
Okay, very good. Now let's start presenting your work. First, I need to present the question and then you tell your answer. Read the question first, read the instruction, and then share your answer. Please show in the camera the materials you have before you explain. Okay. Thank you, class. And now let's proceed now for the instruction. Have you seen the instruction now, group 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Group 1, you can proceed now. Go ahead, group 1.
For the first parallelogram, cut the parallelogram into two so that you can compare angle A and angle C, angle B and angle D. What do you observe? Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. Number two, for the second parallelogram, cut the angles and arrange any two consecutive angles about a point. What do you observe about the sum of any two consecutive angles of a parallelogram. Consecutive angles of parallelogram are supplementary. Number
Okay.
3.
Wait.
For, for the third parallelogram, cut the figure diagonal AC. Compare the two triangles formed. Can they be coincided with each other? Yes, the parallelogram coincided with each other.
Okay, very good.
For
Next.
for the fourth for the fourth parallelogram, cut the figure along the diagonal BD. Compare the two triangles formed. Can they coincided with each other? In both parallelograms, what do you have observed about the triangles formed by the diagonals? Diagonals of a parallelogram divided the parallelogram into congruent triangles. 5. For the fifth parallelogram, cut the figure along with the two diagonals, then compare the partition diagonals. How did one diagonal divide the other diagonal? Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Angel, for your work. You did a great job. Now, let's go for the group 2. You can present now your work, group 2. This is your activity instruction, group 2. You can read the number 1 and then tell your answer, what you've got. You are off. Kindly unmute.
Cut, cut the rectangle along the diagonal AC. What types of triangle is formed? Two congruent right angles.
Okay.
Cut the rhombus along the diagonal AC. What types of triangle is formed? Two congruent isosceles triangle.
Okay. Two congruent
Cut,
isosceles triangle. Very good.
cut the square along the diagonal AC. What types of triangle is formed? Two, two congruent isosceles
Congruent.
right
Congruent.
congruent
Okay.
isosceles right angle.
Okay. Very good. Number 4.
In each figure, draw diagonal AC and BD and let the intersection be point O. In each figure, measure the length of diagonals. In which parallelogram are the diagonals congruent? Rectang- rectangle and square has a diagonal congruent. In each figure, draw diagonal AC and BD and let the intersection be point O. Then measure AOD, DOC, COB, BOA. What do you observe? In which
Wait, Shaira. Can you repeat again the word angle AOD? Read it angle AOD, angle DOC. Okay, again. Read it again, number 5.
in each figure, draw diagonals AC and BD and let the intersection be point O. Then measure angle AOD, angle DOC, angle COB, and angle BOA. What do you observe? In which parallelogram are the diagonals perpendicular? The rhombus is parallelogram that has the diagonals perpendicular.
Okay.
6. From the result of number 4 to 5, complete the statement below. Diagonals of a rhombus are congruent.
Okay.
Diagonals of a rectangle are perpendicular.
Okay.
Diagonals of a square are both congruent and perpendicular.
Okay, very good, group 2. Based on the activity we have done, what is the figure we used?
Parallelogram.
Okay, don't forget to raise your hand, class. Okay, thank you, Angel, for the correct answer. And then, what have you observed about the activities we have done? Yes, Shaira May.
Our activity is about the properties of parallelogram.
Okay, very good, Shaira. Now let's proceed to our lesson. What did you see in your screen now?
Quadrilateral po.
Okay, that's it. So our lesson for today is about quadrilateral. So our objectives at the end of the lesson, you will be able to classify quadrilaterals, state the different properties of a parallelogram, use the properties of a parallelogram to solve for the measures of its angles, sides, and diagonal. Okay. In our topic quadrilateral, it includes special quadrilaterals called trapezoid and parallelogram, special parallelogram with rectangle, rhombus, and square. In a trapezoid, it is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of opposite sides parallel to each other. The parallel sides are called the bases, while the non-parallel sides are called the legs. An example of trapezoid. This is this part is the base. Did you see anything, class?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So this part is also the base. So this one is parallel to each other. And this part is the leg. And the other part is also called the leg. Then we have also as isosceles trapezoid. The legs of a trapezoid are congruent. That is equal in length. The basis angles are congruent and the remaining two angles are also congruent. So this is an isosceles trapezoid. It means this side are congruent and this side are parallel. This angle is congruent with this angle, and then the other x angle and then the y angle are also congruent. Is it clear, class?
yes,
Okay,
Yes.
if you have any questions, you can interrupt my discussion. Then let's proceed to parallelogram. Parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel and equal. Parallelograms are named by the symbol parallelogram. So this is the symbol for the parallelogram, followed by their four vertices written in order. It should be written in order. Now, example of parallelogram, A, B, C, D. So these sides are parallel to these sides. And this side again is parallel to this side. And they are both congruent. So we can name this parallelogram an parallelogram ABCD and parallelogram BCD. Can you name the others, class? So I stop here. This is B, C, D, A. Can you name the other, class? Who will answer? You can answer, Angel.
DAB.
Okay, thank you. And then Angel, can you give some?
Parallelogram DABC.
Okay, and then Shira, can you give one?
parallelogram DCBA.
Okay, very good. Now let's proceed to properties of parallelogram. In this parallelogram, the first property is each pair of of opposite sides of a parallelogram is congruent. So the opposite sides is this side and this side, and the other side, this one and this one. So opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Let's proceed now to properties number 2. Each pair of opposite angles of a parallelogram is congruent. So when we say angle, this is an angle B and angle D are congruent. Angle A and angle C are congruent. They are opposite angles. Each pair of adjacent angles of a parallelogram is supplementary. So each pair of adjacent in angle A and angle B are what we call adjacent angles. So they are supplementary. When we say supplementary, they are 180 degrees. And then the angle D and angle C are also called supplementary because they are 180 degrees. Angel, can you give some supplementary angles too? Aside from what I have said. Angel, are you still there?
Ma'am,
Can you give some supplementary? I have already given angle A and angle B are supplementary, and angle D and angle C are supplementary too. Can you give
angle
some?
BC.
Okay, very good. And the other one, can you give some, Shaira?
Angle AD po.
Okay, very good, Shaira. Then let's proceed to fifth properties of parallelogram. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So where's the line here and this one? So they bisect each other. Then let's proceed to special parallelograms. Number 1 is rectangle. Rectangle is a parallelogram. All of whose angles are right angles, especially one with adjacent sides of an equal length. So this is a rectangle. The angles are right. As we have a symbol right angle and the other also right angle. Let's proceed. Rectangle, the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So this is the diagonals. They are congruent. The diagonals of the rectangle divide it into a congruent angle. So this one is congruent with this side. Is it clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed to rhombus. It is defined as a parallelogram with 4 equal sides and sometimes one with no right angles. So we don't have right angle here. We don't have right angle. That's the properties of the rhombus. The diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular. This sign here is a sign of perpendicular. Diagonals of a rhombus divided into isosceles triangle. When we cut this one, as what you have do earlier and in your activity, the isosceles triangle is formed. This one also is an isosceles triangle. Square is defined as a rectangle with all 4 sides equal. As you have seen here, they are all equal, both sides of a square. The other side also here, they are also congruent. A square is a rectangle with all 4 sides equal. A diagonal of a square divides it into congruent isosceles right triangle. So this one, if we cut this one, we got an isosceles triangle. The same with the other side here, if we're going to cut it, we will also have an isosceles right triangle. Class, now let's find the missing value of a parallelogram using its properties. So we have here the square. This is an example of a special parallelogram. As you have observed, we have the value here, which is 5x minus 20 degrees. And the other one is 2x plus 4. Okay, this is the value of the angle of a special parallelogram. As we have discussed, this is 90 degrees and we have now an expression of 5x minus 20. We will going to find the value of x using the properties of a square. So we will going to write like this. 5x minus 20, this is a first angle, equals 90. Why? Yes, Angel Aldo, Angel, yes.
Ma'am, because the 5x20, its angle is the right angle, and right angle has 90 degrees.
Okay, very good, Angel. Now let's proceed. 5x is equals to 90 plus 20 because we will make it a linear equation. It should be. So 5x equals 90 plus 20. And we will simplify it. 90 plus 20 is equals to 110. And we will going to simplify it again. 5x over 5 is equals to 110 over 5. And then x equals 22. Do you have any question
Yes,
about this?
none.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's proceed. Since we already have a value of x, this is 5x minus 20, replace the value of x here, the 22. So we will going to multiply 5 multiplied by 22 minus 20 is equals to 90 degrees. This is just a checking of what we have got is correct. Let's proceed to another equation. 2x plus 4 equals 90. Simplify it. 2x equals 90 minus 4 is equals to 86. And then we will going to divide it by 2. The same here divided by 2. Now x equals to 48. So that's all. Do you have any question, class?
None.
None. Okay, thank you so much for your listening and cooperation. For another activity. This is a group activity. We have a quadrilateral hand. Okay, direction. Listen carefully for the direction, class. Take pictures of a quadrilateral you found in your study area. Record the properties on a separate sheet of paper. You have 5 minutes to perform the activity. The group who complete the classification of quadrilateral, which I have mentioned earlier, will receive an additional point. So, do you have any question, class, about the group activity direction? Do you have any question, class, for our instruction?
None.
No.
Okay, now you can proceed. Your time starts now. You can look around. You can look around class and take pictures in your study area. You can inform me if you are done.
Mom, we're done.
Let's present your work. Angel will do first the presentation. Can I make you a host for a while so that you can make a share screen? Okay. So Angel, go ahead. You can share your screen now of what picture you have gathered.
So this is the photo that I have taken a while ago. It is a square and it has all four equal sides and all of the angles of it is right angles.
Okay. Okay, that's all. Or you have something.
That's the only one I have been taken.
Okay. What about, okay, I will make you a host, Shira, so that you can present your work. Okay. You can proceed now, Shara.
This is what I got in our house. This is a door. It is type of rectangle shape because it have four sides.
Okay. Thank you, Shira. Do you have anything?
None na po.
Okay. Thank you so much for the great job you have done. And now let's proceed for our quiz. I will be sending you a link for your quiz. Do you see anything now in your screen? Okay, this is your link for your assessment. Wait. I'll sending it directly to you one by one and pass it after if you are done. Later, I'll give you time to take it because we have a poor connection here. Later on, you can pass it on my email ad. Now, let's proceed for your assignment. Create a graphic organizing showing the relationship of a quadrilateral, parallelograms, and the special parallelograms. A rubric for the assignment will be sent via link. Class, did you get your assignment?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Do you have any questions regarding your assignment?
None.
O-
none.
Okay, thank you and goodbye, class.
Goodbye and thank you, Mom.
Goodbye and thank you, ma'am.